What's going on YouTube? So here I was sitting here on a Monday night, got the kids down nice and early. I feel amazing after getting over my little bug that I had. So I just cranked out 2 videos. And then I realized I still had a very important video that I hadn't done yet. Here I was thinking I was being all fancy, doing 3 songs from Norway's Got Talent. But it turns out there was a 4th that I missed. And boy, did you let me know in the comments. And of course, if I knew that, I would have just thrown that in there too, for good measure. So that's what we're going to cover tonight. We're going to cover I'm a Fool to Want You, which I believe was her 2nd audition. But first, because you all enjoyed it so much when I've done this before, we're going to check out Billie Holiday's version first. So here we go. So as I mentioned in the last video, all 3 songs definitely had a similar theme in that old-timey 1920s to 40s bluesy kind of emotional song. Pretty much what you could call the golden age of jazz, before rock and roll kind of took center stage. And this definitely seems to be the era that Angelina Jordan is drawn to. And I know that her grandma, I think, played a big part in that. So thank you, Grandma, for introducing her to such amazing stuff. So, all right, here's Billie Holiday's version of I'm a Fool to Want You. I don't know if I've ever heard this before.
I'm a fool to want you. I'm a fool to want you.
Is it wrong if I say she sounds like Angelina Jordan?
To want a love that can't be true. A love that's there for others too. I'm a fool to hold you.
I want to say something really quick. Somebody made a mention in one of my comments. I had said something about Angelina Jordan having a very deep sound and a very bright sound, but then she'll pull back and do this tinny sound. And somebody was taken aback by that, thinking that it was a negative thing. This is what I mean by tinny. It's kind of like that, you know, I can't do it, but it's like almost like bringing your tongue to the front of your mouth and making that sound resonate that way. I don't know if it makes it sound more nasal or whatever, but Billie Holiday is definitely doing exactly what Angelina Jordan was doing when I was using the word tinny. So she'll go from this style all the way to, again, some very rounded, open, deep sounds to some very bright sounds. She all over the place with her voice and her technique. So that's what I meant by tinny. I don't even know if that's the right word, to be honest.
Such a fool to hold you.
It's almost more nasally
To
placement.
seek a kiss, not mine alone. To share a kiss the devil has known. Time and time again, I said I'd leave you.
Little chihuahua. They always look scared, don't they?
Time and time again, I went away. But then would come the time when I would need you. And once again, these words I'd have to say. I'm a fool to want you. Pity me, I need you. I know it's wrong. It must be wrong. But right or wrong,
She's got her drink too.
I can't get along without you. I can't get along without you.
Okay. So I can already tell right now, this is right in her wheelhouse. I've already heard her do incredibly similar techniques with her voice. And I think a few of you even said that she definitely gets a lot of inspiration from Billie Holiday. She's definitely one of the top people who she looks to. Not to mimic, but to just inspire what she's created in her voice over the years. Over all of those years, right? All of those 7, 8 years. So at this point. Anyways, let's see what our girl does with this. Okay, I'm really hoping this is the right one. There were a few, but it wasn't as easy to find as the other ones were. So here we go.
I'm a fool to want you. I'm a fool to want you.
Oh yeah, there's no instruments.
Love that can be true. A love that's clear. Heart is true. I'm a fool to hold you. Such a fool to hold you. To seek a kiss, not mine alone. To share a kiss, but never has known.
Like, never. She's got all that control.
Treat me, I need you. I know it's wrong. It must be wrong. But right along, I can't get along without you. I can't give it up without you.
He's crying. Look at him. Wow. Okay, it looks like there's more to the video, but it stopped. So I forgot this was a cappella. So no instruments whatsoever. Any idea how insanely difficult that is? Especially, a song like this isn't very simple. It's not a simple song. The keys change quite a bit. She's going from different phrases, going up and down, and changing keys and things like that to be able to be on pitch and where she needs to be. Not only that, but creating all of that character with her voice and all of that. Any little mistake would be just amplified 100-fold, right? But flawless. And of course, the judges saw that right away. And I'm sure all the other kids behind her were thinking, oh, crap. But very cool. I'm going to finish playing this really just to make sure there's nothing else. All right. There was nothing else. I want to add a little something special here that I also missed the first time around. And that's when they announced that she won. So let's check that out. Okay, so unfortunately, when we watched Summertime in my previous video, it cut off right before the judges could say anything. Well, I think this video actually finishes everything out and shows them talking to her and then shows her winning, I believe. So if this is the right video, that's what we're going to see next. So here we go. subtitles ready to go.
Omer, klarer du å snakke?
Hva skal man si? Det som et eventyr å sitte her og se på deg, Angelina. Jeg drømmer meg helt bort, og jeg vil bare si tusen takk for det du gir oss. Du en gave for norske talenter.
Bjarte?
Det hjelper liksom ikke, Angelina, hvor mange ganger du sier «Don't you cry». For jeg klarer bare ikke å la være. Og Gud vet jeg hadde lovet meg selv at jeg skulle prøve. Men du treffer noe inn i meg når du synger. Og du treffer noe inn i veldig mange når du synger. Og jeg sitter og tenker på at om 10 år så du 18 år. Jeg synes det helt ufattelig. Jeg vet ikke hva mer jeg skal si, Angelina, men du synger så utrolig fint.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're dealing with children in here, and for him to really put the math together and say, you know, yeah, in 10 years she'll be much older. No, she'll just be 18 in 10 years, which is crazy. And I know I made the joke before about the tooth, right? But could you imagine, you start with, in just a matter of months, she had no tooth there, and now she's got a full-blown tooth. Could you imagine what that did to her singing throughout all that? That was something that she probably had to adjust for, maybe. I could be wrong, but to me that seems like, you know, when she's that precise in her singing, it was probably yet one other thing that she had to account for. So, I don't know.
Det ikke så veldig ofte at jeg blir rørt på den måten som jeg blir når du synger. Og i dag var det grining på høyt nivå fra meg. Og det var tårer av lykke over at det finnes et menneske som synger så vakkert. Altså for meg så det nesten litt sånn, det helt sånn utenomjordisk. Jeg tenker jo at folk må jo stemme på dette her. Dette her jo helt... Jeg har aldri opplevd lignende.
Angelina, du har fått en gedigen gave som viser seg
Sorry, my camera shut off.
Så utrolig ung. Du har fått en mulighet til å formidle noe til mennesket. Og det gjerne en stor oppgave for en 8-åring, men den har du fått. Og den rett og slett litt sjelden, for det at i dag så det ikke så mange som klarer å formidle. De synger, og det veldig mange som synger bra, men det som din styrke, det at du har en helt unik formidlingsevne. Det skal du ta vare på. Det skal du vite inni deg at faktisk det
Her
stort.
style.
For det at det en gave fra universet. Og du en stor gave for oss alle.
Når det sagt, så må vi si det at husk på det. Du har ikke noe ansvar i å levere noe til folk for det du leverer allerede her. Det en gave til oss som får lov til å sitte og høre på. Det ligger ikke noe ansvar i det. Ikke tenk, bare syng.
That's great advice. Don't think about it, just sing.
Angelina, hvordan har det vært å være med i Norske Talenter og få sånne tilbakemeldinger?
Det helt fantastisk å være med.
Det kan jeg se. Og syns du at Angelina like fantastisk som det dommerne syns, da sender hun SMS med tallet 9 til 26 400. Etter ringer du det nummeret som står på skjermen. Angelina! Ja, da skal måneder med spenning utløses. Vinneren av Norske Talenter 2014 skal endelig kåres, og det står mellom disse våre 10 fantastiske
And I think some of them are
Og
full
da
groups of
det
people,
sånn
right?
at den som har fått flest stemmer, vinner. Enkelt og greit. Men først skal jeg da i tilfeldig rekke...
Okay, think about that really quick. How many other of the, maybe let me know, I have no clue, but I'm seeing a lot of groups. She says there's 10 left and there's probably, I don't know, 40 people on that stage. She's by herself and she's probably one of the youngest out there. So that's just insane, you know. And I think sometimes what happens when we see somebody like Angelina Jordan, she's only 8, right? We tend to think that she's much older than she is, and then she sings like this, and we think, wow, she's much older than she is. But if you ever really had a conversation with an 8-year-old, you know, they're still very young. And part of me wonders, when they were giving her all this feedback, how much of it she, like, really understood. You know, and I already can tell in the comments a lot of you are going to say, oh, no, well, you know, I had kids, you know, and very intelligent kids for the most part. And, you know, what they're telling her is just some very profound stuff that I'm sure when she'll be older, she'll be able to look back and see it, you know. But in the middle of it, there's still an 8-year-old child here. So that's even more mind-blowing when you think about it. So, all right.
Følge lese opp de som har fått
So
flest
who won?
stemmer i finalen.
Yeah, that's no fair. All those other people had groups that they could perform with, right?
Den første blant topp 3 i kveld
Those are grown people.
Daniel.
Okay. All right, so he looks like a single
Andre deltakeren
person.
som blant de 3 med flest
like a
stemmer
lone act.
Angelina. Og den siste på topp 3
I have to check out these other acts, see what they did.
Juice Crew.
Juice Crew. Those grown men.
Ja. Og det vil si at de 7 andre ikke nådde helt opp.
4 grown men
De
against
i
1
finalen i
8-year-old.
Norske Talenter. Gi dem en kjempeapplaus.
Just give it to her.
Ok, da står det altså mellom Daniel, Angelina og Juice Crew. Det navnet jeg leser opp vinneren av Norske Talenter 2014 og 500 000 kroner. Nå skjer det. Vinneren
Suspense.
av Norske Talenter 2014 med 46% av stemmene, Angelina!
Nice. That's cool. Poor Juice Crew.
Ja. Gratulerer også til Juice Crew og Daniel og de andre finalistene. Angelina.
Wow.
Nå har du nettopp vunnet.
That's what we got here.
Hvordan har du det? Ja, og nå det lov å gråte en liten skvett. Jeg tror det mange som gråter med deg i kveld, og det bare gledestårer. Ok, gratulerer så mye, Angelina! Ja, og vi skal snakke litt mer med Angelina og de andre på toppen på TV 2 om litt, men nå det over for i år.
cool.
Tusen takk til alle som har sett på. Tusen
The
takk til
judges
alle
are
som
going
har
up there.
stemt.
All right,
Takk
cool.
til alle som har deltatt. Ha det bra!
You know, I know I made the comment that it's still an 8-year-old girl, you know, and her maturity level. But I got to say, for winning like that, that was a very mature response, you know, to cry. You know, I think a lot of kids would just, you know, maybe be jumping around or, you know, but very humble, teary-eyed, very cool. What an old soul. A very deserved win. So I'm going to have to check out Juice Crew, see what they did to get runner-up to Angelina Jordan. So, all right, well, let's wrap this up. Okay, so there you have it. We have Norway's Got Talent in the bag. All 4 performances accounted for. Next stop is definitely going to be America's Got Talent. And I think there were only 3 there. And the one I'm most interested to see, Bohemian Rhapsody. Because that is definitely going to be different than everything I've heard so far. Again, everything has that very, very similar element of just that old jazzy blues style. So it may be a couple days, it may be a week, I'm not exactly sure. Because of course, there's only a few videos I can do at a time. And there's a lot of other bands that I'm checking out as I kind of expand this channel over time. So as always, if there's anything pressing that you want to see quickly, I do have a donations tab, which again is not necessary, but it is nice because making these videos, there is a little bit that goes into it. So any little bit is much appreciated, but not necessary. But either way, I'll be seeing you on the next one, which will be coming down the pike soon. Until then, be safe, be healthy, and be nice to each other.